I call it cha-ching.
Hello. You are watching the Brotherhood of Gaming Reviews. Now, I've heard from a lot of you that you would like to see us do more of these video game reviews. And I would love to do more, and more, and more, and more, and more. And I would love to do them in a fashion that you're all a little familiar with. Maybe trying to copy the essence and the lovability of the Nostalgia Critic, the Angry Video Game Nerd, or Spooning. But then again, if I was to do that, I'd probably get a lot of beef for copying the Angry Video Game Nerd, the Nostalgia Critic, and Spooning. So, in the long run, I can only be me. And that sucks. I'm a nobody. Why the hell would you want to listen to me? I guess somebody has to. Anywho, this review was requested by Biznetch something or other. I'm sorry guys, you guys have very specific names, I can't remember them all. Heck, I'm lucky I can remember my own name. It's Steambot Chronicles, everybody.
Get ready for
Steambot Chronicles!
Now first off guys, I want to try and keep these reviews short and to the point. I would love to talk about them more, but that would only make the work longer and only keep you guys from watching something you would actually enjoy, like My Little Pony. This game,
Steambot Chronicles!
yeah that, is considered an underrated gem among RPG gamers who know of its existence. And it's not hard to figure out why, because the game was released in America in the year 2006. Most everyone moved on to the next generation consoles and was easily starting to forget about the titles on the last one. That, and RPGs outside of Final Fantasy, tend to get a little to no attention with publicity anyway. This would most guarantee failure. Which makes sense why after all this time Namco has been so worried about porting any more of their beloved Tales franchise. All negligence aside, does Steambot Chronicles actually hold up to the word of mouth? Or is it really just an RPG experiment that tried but ultimately didn't succeed? Let's check it out. At the start of the game, you, the player, are given a personality quiz, which will set how the NPCs will act toward your main character. His name is Vanilla. You start with him lying on the beach from a crashed boat, leaving him with amnesia and nothing else. Moments later, you're introduced to Connie, who helps you out, and then you soon discover she has quite a life for herself, traveling because she is the lead singer in her own band. With plenty of plot twists that you yourself can trigger through different actions, whether they be good or bad, depending on how you like to play, the story Vanilla follows is almost entirely up to you, leading to different endings, finding out different things about yourself, and makes the game really high in the replay value point, since it can be different every time. While probably not the most action-packed, it does live up to the name in being a romantic scrap metal adventure.
cha-ching.
Gameplay and control is going to be very difficult to explain, but I'll try hard. There are two mechanics, human and robot. While you're not traveling inside of the Trotmobile, which these machines are called by the way, you can run around towns, explore, get involved in local businesses, develop your character, date some of the main cast, buy a house, have a real need to eat food, otherwise Vanilla's health will start to suffer. The control here is basic and simple. Your left analog stick moves Vanilla, and the right controls your camera, with your four main buttons acting as trigger commands. Perfect. And how it should be. The Trotmobile is what you will be spending most of the time in during the game, since you need to use this thing for traveling, escorting, solving other people's problems. In short, being this game's The overworld map at first glance isn't totally huge, but this game plays almost everything on a realistic level, which means traveling is hard, you need to constantly refill your gas tank, and God forbid you run out. Should this happen, start the game over. The time it will take you to solve that dilemma, you would probably be back up to it. In between each town, you have to traverse lands from deserts, jungles, and swamps, while at times getting into combat with villains, junk robots, or other obstacles. In a lot of ways, this isn't fun, but at others, it can be. Your Trotmobile is fully customizable with hundreds of upgradable parts ranging from weapons, speed enhancers, anything you could really think of, including paint jobs. Here is where the Trotmobile suffers the most. Controlling this thing is a pain in the ass. Your simplistic controls for running around as Vanilla, gone. Instead, both of the analog sticks work as your legs. Maneuvering both will have your Trotmobile moving in the different ways and directions. It sounds simple enough until you actually try it. Granted, you have the trigger buttons which serve for attacking, jumping, boost, and secondary attack. The 4 main buttons sometimes serve as weapon enhancers should you have a weapon that functions with it, like a sniper rifle. But what it comes down to is this makes the game so much more difficult to play, and not in the challenging aspect, feeling accomplished sort of way, but more of the I can't wait to get further so I can just get out of this thing. Eventually you might be able to grasp how it works, but I finished this whole game and still couldn't react quick enough most of the time. The sad part is, there is no rhyme or reason why the controls have to be like this. With plenty of buttons at your disposal already, they could have easily kept the programming for movement the same as Vanilla's, but instead made it complicated.
Stop embarrassing yourselves and do
The last part of the gameplay that takes a serious part in the story is the music. Vanilla can learn to play any instruments along the way, which can serve purpose should you decide to join in Connie's band. This is mainly a plot device to further the romance, which is cool, and the music is actually very good.
Understand why. So tell me why you think you're any different from them all. Can you see that I don't need any love from anyone? I only trust myself, but the truth is.
And not just the lyrical songs, but the in-game music is also expertly well done. It's all very serene and fits the tone for what's happening very well. Now this is an RPG, so side quests are the norm, and there's a lot to mention, but I covered everything you need to know based on my experience. In short, regardless of its flaws, this game, Steambot Chronicles, sad to say, is not for everybody. It's not a bad game. It has a good story, and with that alone, many gamers can forgive a lot of faults. The music is great, and the visuals are nice and colorful. Pretty standard, but that's okay. All I can say is, give it a chance. You might like it. It's an experience you won't find anywhere else, believe me. Thank you for listening. I'm Will from the Brotherhoodofgaming.com, and you have been watching our reviews. Leave a comment below to share your thoughts, and leave a request if you want for me to play and review games you may like, and maybe I'll get to it. Keep on gaming, viewers.
So there you have it. Take it for what it's worth. You've been watching the Brotherhood of Gaming. We love you guys. Subscribe, show your support. If you don't like us, well then, we don't like you. Please like us. Anyway, see ya.
Don't understand why. So tell me why you think you're any different from them all. Can you see that I don't need any love from anyone? I only trust myself, but the truth is.
I call it cha-ching.